Selling your home can be very stressful and overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be, especially if you know what you're doing. In this video, I'll walk you through step by step how to sell your home fast and for more money. My name is Ahmad Homidi, and I'm a realtor with over 20 years of real estate experience. I do specialize in helping people to achieve their real estate goals, whether that's buying or selling. So if you are somebody that's looking to buy or sell, I would love to hear from you. Give me a text, send me an email, or best of all, give me a call. If you're watching this video, you are probably thinking about selling your home and you may not know exactly where to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list out step by step what you should be doing and what you should be thinking about when getting your home ready for the market. Starting with step number one. Step number one is to get the timing right. You want to put your home on the market when there's the most amount of buyer activity, and that's usually in the spring and in the summer. What you want to do is try your best to avoid putting your home on the market during the holiday months. That's historically when there's the least amount of buyer activity. Also, there are things that you really can't control, but you should look out for because it will affect how fast you can sell your home and how much you can sell it for. And that would be things like the interest rate and the job market. If interest rates are lower, you have a better chance of selling your home faster and for more money. And if the job market is doing well, that means that there is more money in the marketplace, and that will dramatically increase your odds of selling faster and for more money. Step number two is to work with a realtor. And in just a second, I'll get into all of the benefits of working with a realtor. But to piggyback on step number one, which is to get the timing right, one of the most important things a realtor can do is to help you get the timing right. They can meet with you at your property and take a look around, and they can recommend what needs to be done to make sure that your home is ready for the market. And they'll provide you with a list of items to do, a to-do list. And you can collectively come up with a listing date. And then you can take that list of items and work backwards from that listing date so that you can make sure that your home is ready for the market based on your projected listing date. I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, of course, Ahmad, you're going to say work with a realtor because you are a realtor. Well, yes, I am, and I do take great pride in my profession. But more importantly, when you look at the statistics, it shows that when somebody decides not to work with a realtor and they try to sell their home on their own through a for sale by owner, they end up selling for far less than if they had worked with a realtor. So it actually is in your best interest to work with a real estate agent. And here are the benefits of working with a realtor. Realtors have a large list of vendors that they work with. So if you are getting your home ready for the market, they could recommend a lot of different vendors who can come in and assist you with getting your home ready for the market. It makes that process much easier. You can discuss with your realtor if staging your home is the right option for you. If staging is the right option, realtors usually have a list of different staging companies who can stop by your property, meet with you, and provide you a bid. Of course, realtors are professionals in the real estate industry. They can provide you valuable advice that can save you thousands of dollars. They can help you to navigate through the legal contracts and all of the disclosures. So it's good to have somebody that you can rely on to deal with all of the very complex paperwork that's involved in real estate. When you work with a realtor, they're going to place your home on the MLS. And then other websites like Zillow and Realtor.com and Homes.com and Redfin will come in and scrub the MLS and automatically upload your listing onto their websites. This will give your property the maximum exposure. Realtors usually have a large list of buyers that they're actively working with, and if they take a listing, they're going to provide that listing to all of their buyers in case there are any potential buyers in their client database that would be interested in purchasing your home. Realtors also have a large network of other real estate agents that they work with, and they'll share your property listing with other agents in case those agents have any buyers that they're working with who may be interested in your property. Realtors know how to market your property using modern methods like social media, which is going to provide your home even more exposure. And when you receive offers, a realtor is going to sit down with you and review the offer, or if there are multiple offers, review each offer with you and help you to navigate which offer is better. It's not always just based on the purchase price, but you should also consider the terms of the offer. Of course, you do have to pay your realtor a commission. However, keep in mind that commissions are negotiable. Step number 3 is to get your house ready for the market. And to do this right, you really have to think like a buyer. According to Google, 96% of home buyers start their home search online. And that means that having a professional photo of the front of your home is super important because that's the first image of your property that they're going to see. So you want to make sure that the front of your home, the curb appeal, is spectacular. To get your home ready for the market, I recommend that you start with the outside and do simple things to get it ready for the market, like making sure that you mow the lawn the day before pictures are taken, making sure that you trim back any vegetation that may be a little bit overgrown, and planting flowers in the flower beds. This will give your property a fresh new look and it'll help it to stand out. Once you are done preparing the home from the exterior, then you want to focus on the interior and you want to make sure that it appeals to the senses. So you want your home to look good, which means you need to do a very deep clean. You need to declutter. And you need to stage the home, possibly think about staging. If you don't want to go the staging route, you need to make sure that your home is decorated nicely. Work with your realtor. Your realtor may work with an interior designer that can give you some tips. You want to make sure that your home smells good. And sometimes, let's be honest, we can become nose blind to the smells of our own home. So when you are there with your realtor, ask your realtor what they recommend. For the sense of hearing, it usually makes sense to put on some soft background music, especially when you know that people are going to be showing the home or on the weekends during the open house. And lastly, you should think about removing family photos off of the walls. Now, there's nothing wrong with family photos, but you do want potential buyers to feel welcome in your home. And when they walk in and they see family photos, they actually feel like they're intruding on your space. Step number 4 is to price your home correctly. Here's how you price your home correctly. The first thing you want to do is you just want to have a broad general discussion with your realtor about the market conditions. Find out if you are in a buyer's market or if you're in a seller's market. And there's one other market that's an in-between, which is what we call a transitional market. It's important for you to understand what type of market you're in because that's going to affect your pricing strategy. Secondly, you want to review all the sales comps and understand the similarities and the differences between all of the homes that have sold recently in your neighborhood. You also want to understand what the list price to sales price ratio is. For example, in today's market, most homes are selling between 3 to 5% below the listing price. So the ratio is either 95% to the list price or 97% of the list price. The list price to sales price ratio is going to help you to understand how flexible you need to be when you're negotiating. Once you've taken all of these factors into consideration amongst others, then you should come up with a list price. Let's move on to step number 5, which is communication with your realtor. In a recent survey, sellers were asked what was the most frustrating part of working with the realtor, and the number one reason by far was lack of communication from the realtor. Now, of course, communicating with clients is the realtor's responsibility. However, if you want to be proactive, what I recommend is that you put a 10-minute weekly meeting on your realtor's calendar. The ideal date and time would be sometime Monday morning. It would be right after the weekend so that they can get back to you with the results of the open houses, and they can also tell you what happened the week prior. During these weekly meetings, you should discuss whether or not there have been any new listings that have come out on the market that are competing with yours. You should talk about if there have been any price decreases with any of the competing homes. And lastly, you want to see if any of the other properties have gone pending. Step number 6 is to get all the paperwork and disclosures taken care of before your home is on the market. This will help you to understand what you need to disclose, if you need to make any repairs, and this will help you to get the home ready for the market so that there are no surprises to you and also no surprises to the buyers. Step number 7 is to market your home. And when it comes to marketing, this really falls on the shoulders of your realtor. Make sure that you understand exactly what they're going to be doing to market your home, and it needs to be more than just placing a for sale sign on the front yard and putting your home out on the MLS. As I've mentioned so many times already, 96% of buyers begin their home search online, and that means that having professional photos of your property is super important. Having a virtual tour or a YouTube home tour is also very important because this gives buyers who are shopping online an easy way to take an inside look into your property. And ideally, your realtor should use a blend of modern marketing methods and then also the tried and true marketing methods. Your realtor should be using social media because it's got such a wide reach and will help your property to get its maximum exposure. And then they should use more traditional forms of marketing like flyering the neighborhood and holding open houses. Open open houses is a great way to let interested buyers into your home. Usually this means that a buyer will have found the property online, they've bookmarked it as one of the properties they're interested in seeing in person, and then on the weekend they're actually going to stop in live to take a look at your home. Sometimes open houses is the best way to find the most ready and willing buyers. It's also a good way to find nosy neighbors. Step number 8 is showing availability. Once your realtor places your home on the market and it goes on the MLS, buyers agents will want to tour your property with their clients. You want to make sure that it's as easy and as accessible as possible for those agents and those buyers to get into your home. When buyers agents schedule showings, you want to tidy up the house, turn on all of the lights, put on some soft background music, and then you want to leave the house until those buyers are done with the showing. You don't want to be there at the property to put any pressure on the buyers. You want the buyers to feel at ease and really take their time while they're touring your property. Step number 9 is to review offers. Your realtor is going to review offers with you as they are received. It's important for you to remember that aside from just the offer price, there are other important things to consider, like whether or not that offer is contingent on the sale of the buyer's property, or if it's an as-is sale, what the down payment is, what type of financing the buyers will be getting. There's a lot to consider, so work closely with your realtor to identify which offer may be the best for you. And step number 10 is to negotiate. Now, depending on what type of offer you've received, you may decide to negotiate. And when you do, you should keep the following items in mind. Keep in mind the market conditions. You should also keep in mind what type of pricing strategy you use. That's going to help you to determine how strong you need to be when negotiating or how flexible you need to be when negotiating. You should keep in mind that the whole point of negotiating is for both sides to come to an agreement. Otherwise, there's really no point in the back and forth of a negotiation. That means that you do have to be willing to give a little bit to get a little bit. Lastly, when you are negotiating, make sure that the buyer always feels like they got the better end of the deal, even if they didn't. And that's important because buyers are known to back out of deals if they perceive that they did not get a good deal for themselves. And that's how you do it. Those are the steps involved and how you can sell your home fast and for more money. I really enjoyed putting this content together for you, and if you enjoyed it, please do give it a like and please do consider subscribing to my channel. Also, if you are thinking about selling and you'd like for me to implement these strategies on your behalf, I would love to hear from you. My name is Ahmad Homidi, and I'll see you in the next video.